Happy Thursday, everyone. Today is Data Talk Thursdays with Dan. Today's topic is the new normal part 4. Now, this is the last part of our discussion about the new normal. And to conclude this topic, what we'll do is ask some tough questions. Now, is home ownership really more affordable than renting? Now, to begin our discussion, I'll share my screen, then we'll get started. So I came across this article just a few days ago, and it makes the claim that starter homes are more affordable than renting. Now, that's a true statement, but only in certain situations. The short answer is starter homes are more affordable than renting. It depends. Where are you buying? How much do you make? What can you afford? Making the statement that a starter home is more affordable than renting, there's a lot of factors that play into whether or not that statement is true or not. Now, this article states that home prices are rapidly rising, but rental prices are as well, and at a faster pace. In more than half of the nation's largest U.S. metros, Americans likely will find buying a starter home more affordable than renting, according to a newly released report from Realtor.com. Median rental prices rose 19.8% year over year in January. Now, I don't know about you, but a rise of 19.8% is substantial, whether you're talking about milk, the cost of a vehicle, the cost of fruit, and most certainly the cost of where you live and reside. So, is a starter home more affordable than renting? Well, let's look at an article from the Kansas City area 3 years ago, mind you. It mentioned that can you afford $1,100 a month? That's Kansas City's new definition of affordable housing. Now, this KCUR article is from May 24th of 2018, nearly 4 years ago. A lot has changed since 2018. We've been dealing with COVID for nearly 2 years now or more. Kansas City's definition for affordable housing has most certainly changed in that time span. This next article I'll share with you is from the New York Post. It discusses how inflation is costing the average U.S. household $276 more a month. This is an article from February 10th of this year. This next article from foxbusiness.com, it also reinforces the situation that soaring inflation is likely costing Americans an extra $276 a month. The subheader mentions that consumers are wrestling with once in a generation sticker shock. And that sticker shock is across multiple areas. Again, groceries, housing, transportation, all of those things are being impacted by inflation. I'm going to share this video and I'll be right back.
Inflation is exploding. Senator Joe Manchin warning Democrats in Congress to proceed with caution before adding more fuel to an economy already on fire. Fox News congressional correspondent Chad Pergram is live on Capitol Hill with the latest 7.5%, Chad.
Good afternoon, Jackie. The skyrocketing cost of goods is dominating talk on Capitol Hill, even if Congress is not responding. Shipping delays are driving up the cost of everything from apples to the price of hay for farmers.
So again, everything from apples to the cost of hay for farmers is hitting everyone in every area. Now, to draw a parallel between this inflation increase and housing, this header that soaring inflation is likely costing Americans an extra $276 a month. Let's take a second look at this article that I shared initially, KCUR's article about what is Kansas City's new definition of affordable housing. The New York Post recent article about inflation costing the average American household $276 more a month. And then we'll look at this. This is a interactive map that kansascity.com recently shared. The source of this data comes from renthub.com, and it discusses how much rent has gone up in the Kansas City neighborhood. Now, I've already taken some time to highlight the Kansas City metro area, and I want to show you what results I found. The percent change in median rent price by zip code from December of 2021 versus what it was previously in December of 2020. On average, the median rent price is $1,400. Do you see that there? Can you afford $1,100 a month? This article from May of 2018, soaring inflation, and now the median rent price is essentially $1,400. Again, that's the median, so that's taken into account the median of multiple areas. So it may be more in some areas, it may be slightly less in other areas. But going from $1,100 a month, what the city considered affordable housing in 2018, to $1,400 at the end of 2021, do you see that inflation cost there is only $24 short of that $300 increase from 2018 to 2021. And that's sadly what inflation is doing in the housing market in particular. We can discuss other things, but we'll focus on rental and home ownership for this video. So why should you be concerned about affordable housing? Because regardless of who you are, what job you work, unless you don't have somewhere to live, you're going to have to either rent the space you live in or purchase it. Now, the median home price in the US as of January of this year was $350,000. The median home price in Kansas City at the end of quarter 3 for 2021, that was $283,000. Now, this is creating, of course, a squeeze for first-time home buyers. Again, the median home price in the country is $350,000. more specifically in Kansas City, that median home price at the end of Q3 of last year was $280,000. Now, why is this so important again for you? Is because you have competition, not just from those that live in the state and the city that you live in, but you also have outside investors who are trying to find more affordable property to invest in. And that squeeze for first-time home buyers, not just the realtors are feeling it, but their clients are as well. And it's happening in markets you wouldn't expect. So why is this phenomenon happening everywhere? Well, for one thing, the millennial generation now represents the largest population of home buyers. And unlike their parents and grandparents, they won't be receiving pensions that their grandparents and their parents receive. Also, millennials realize that the Social Security may not be enough for retirement alone. The 401k may not be enough for retirement alone. So they're pivoting and choosing to invest to generate income, not just for today, but also when they retire. So since the large metro areas, of course, will be more expensive, where do you expect investors to go? Not just young investors, but older investors. A smaller market. Believe it or not, investors are now flocking to small communities like Lawrence, Kansas, and Manhattan, Kansas, to invest in real estate. Don't believe me? This is a recent article of all places from floridarealtors.org. Now, I'm licensed in Kansas, Missouri, and Florida, so I'm able to see what the market's doing in a variety of areas. Now, this article states that competition pushes investors into tertiary markets. Flyover country is becoming best place to invest in real estate country as investors seeking higher yields focus on places like Manhattan, Kansas. Not Manhattan in New York, but Manhattan, Kansas. Now, these small college towns like Manhattan, Kansas, and Lawrence, Kansas are beginning to see not just rent increases, but increases in the market for their real estate. I've been showing houses the last few months in the Lawrence, Kansas area, and it was a surprise to me to see just how much competition there is for that first-time home buyer. They're experiencing multiple offer situations. They're experiencing bidding wars, same-day offers. They're also experiencing inflation. Inflation, as well as the housing cost increases, are pushing everyone out of their budgets as well as out of their comfort zone. So places that weren't previously as popular for investment, like Manhattan, Kansas, or Lawrence, Kansas, are now prime areas for real estate. So what does that mean for you as a first-time home buyer? If you want to become a homeowner, that's fine. If you want to remain a renter, that's also fine. But whatever you choose to do, make sure that what you choose to do stays within your budget. If you have questions about home ownership, give us a call.